Okay, so you're ready to purchase your first home. But the next biggest question is, how much home can I afford? What's my budget, and how do I determine if I should be shopping for a $750,000 home, a $500,000 home, a $350,000 home? In today's video, we'll go into exactly that. We'll dive into the template and the math that helps you determine exactly how much home you should be able to afford. Okay, so in this video, we'll break it into 3 core sections. First, the inputs to the budget. And so this is what's my household income? What is the down payment that I'm willing to make? And what's the loan environment? What's the interest rates and the terms that I'm going to get on the loan? Then we'll go through a couple variables related to the loan. And then we'll go directly into the outputs, which is how much home can I afford and how much do I need to save for a down payment? As with all my videos, I include a link to the template that I'm walking through. Feel free to make a copy of it and follow along and personalize it to your own situation. With that, let's dive in. All right, so let's start with the inputs. The first 2 inputs are going to be your household income and then what is your comfort level. Household income should be either single income or dual income. This is how much you make prior to any taxes or benefits or anything coming out of your paycheck. And so your total salary or annual income for the year. Add that into this line. The second one is, what is your comfort level? And so the recommendation for the percent of income that you should spend on housing is between 15 and 25%. If you want to be what I would call house poor, you're spending 25% of your monthly income on housing, which allows you to purchase a much larger home, but you don't have the margin to be able to spend on vacations or giving or other categories that you may want to spend on. On the flip side, you could have life margin, which means you have a lower percent of your monthly income going to housing, which allows you to spend in a lot more categories. I'll create another video diving way deeper into what percent of your income should be going to the various categories. But for now, just know that we recommend between 15 and 25% going towards housing. Okay, so the next 3 inputs are all related to the loan itself. The first is going to be, what is the interest rate that the bank is charging me? I've included a link here to the Mortgage Daily 30-year mortgage rates. And so this way you can see exactly what is the mortgage rates today for both a 30-year fixed and a 15-year fixed. As you can see, as of today, the interest rate is 7.1%. And so that's what I've added in here. Next is going to be, what is my down payment? Most banks require a 20% down payment. And so I would leave this at 20%. And then last is, what is the loan years or the loan term? And so the options typically on a standard loan are either 30 or 15. On a 30-year loan, you'll be able to purchase a lot more home or have a larger budget. However, if you have a 15-year loan, you'll have a lower budget, but you'll pay off this loan in only 15 years, which means you pay way less in interest. And so there's a lot of benefits to going to a shorter loan term. However, you won't be able to purchase as large of a home. Okay, so next I'll just quickly walk through the variables that I'm calculating here. First, we're taking your percent of income based on the comfort level that you've selected. And that's going to determine how much of your income can I spend on housing. From there, we take out your taxes and insurance. And so this is going to be different for what state you live in, what city you live in. But on average, taxes and insurance account for between 15 and 25% of your monthly payment to pay down your mortgage. And so we need to take that out of the calculation. That then gets us, what is my P&I budget, which is how much can I charge towards principal and interest, which then determines your total loan amount. Lastly, let's review the outputs. The first is going to be the loan amount. And so based on all the variables that we've inputted, this is the total loan that I can get from a bank. Second is the down payment required. And so this is the 20% that I need to make based on the cost of the home. And that gives me my total household budget. This is a total that I can go shop for the total home that I'm looking to purchase. In this case, I can buy a $350,000 home based on what I've inputted here. Next is how much cash do I need to be able to save to purchase this home? And so obviously you need your down payment. And so I need to, in this case, save $59,000 for that. But there's also closing costs associated with loans. And so in this case, it's typically 3% of the value of the loan. And so this is everything from attorney's fees, recording fees, appraisals, and the like. And so I would go ahead and expect to be able to save for the cash needed to close as well. And so in this example, I need to be saving $70,000 to be able to purchase this home. And this is when you can start really changing and messing with variables and really understanding the puts and takes related to purchasing a home. First, the obvious is if interest rates fall, you can obviously purchase a much larger home. And so let's say they fall to 5%, then now I can purchase a $450,000 home instead of the $350,000 that was shown earlier. However, let's say that I want to become a little bit more house poor. Okay, now I can get to $450,000 loan instead of the $350,000. Or let's say, hey, I get a raise and now I'm at $175,000 instead of the $150,000. This also allows me to purchase a larger home. And so this really helps you to process and think through all the variables related to your budget and how much home can I afford. And that's it. I hope this video was helpful for you. As you can tell, I love personal finance and I love diving into these topics. And so if there's a question that's on your mind, or maybe a template that you would like me to create, please leave a comment and let me know what they are. I'm already planning on creating another video that goes through all the steps required to purchase a home, and I'll link that right here. As a first-time home buyer, it's pretty complex and kind of overwhelming to all the pieces and puzzles that you need to go through to be able to purchase a home. And so I'll provide that video and a lot more context on what you should expect when you're going through the home buying process.